thank you for this day. Thank you for this time to join together. Thank you for this club, and thank you for the community that we live and serve in. Thank you for giving us hearts of service and opportunities to serve. I pray that we would always be on the lookout for people that we can help with a hand up. And I pray that we would make our new members feel welcome, find ways to get them plugged in, and as we reemerge into normalcy over the next few months, that we would find opportunities to get together, meet and get these guys involved. We thank you for their desire to join up and be a part of what the Exchange Club is doing here in Lake Highlands. We thank you for all those who serve us, both here at home and across the state, across the nation, across the globe. We pray for our leaders, that you would be with them, give them wisdom and discernment and guidance in all the decisions that they make on our behalf. And we ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Good morning, Lake Highlands.
Good morning.
See all the smiling faces this morning. Looking forward to our new member induction. It's been a while since we've done one, and glad we were able to put this one together. Regret that it's not in person. It's a lot more fun to do the hazing in person at the meeting, but you know, we'll make do. We will make do. Thanks to Brent for rounding up the guys and putting the program together this morning. Announcements. I've only got a couple, and then I think Principal Jones has one. We've got our community grants and scholarship applications out and open, I think. Our meeting on community grants will be the March board meeting. So we've got about a month to get those in before we meet and make decisions about community grants. Scholarship applications, Mario, what's the closing date on those?
February 26th is closing.
Okay.
My wife's been watching the emails. We've gotten a trickle. She said, I'm worried about it. I said, no, they'll all come in like you guys said.
February 26th.
The day before and that day, we'll get a million of them, I'm sure.
That's right. That's right. Well, good deal. That'll be fun. Mario's working on the program for the spring for scholarships. That right now is penciled in for May 14th. Keep your calendars marked there. I'm looking to see if Councilman Magoo is on, and I may have missed him, but I don't see him, so I'll make the announcement. On Tuesday, February 9th, Councilman Magoo and I think Councilman Gates, or maybe it's a different one. I could have those names mixed up. It may be the District 9 council person, are hosting a street racing meeting. It's a virtual meeting on the 9th. Councilman Magoo's got the information on his Facebook page. If you're interested and don't have access to that, let me know and we'll get you the information. But as we were talking about in the pre-meeting time earlier, there's a lot of it going on. I hear it regularly outside my window at night especially. So definitely a concern, and that'll be of interest to many, I'm sure, next Tuesday. I also saw in the newsletter that we've got a Spotlight on Lake Highlands opportunity next week. And Principal Jones, if you're available to give us some details, I'll let you have the floor.
Yep, I'm here. Hi, good morning. Spotlight is next Wednesday, the 10th, and the site goes live at 5, but it's completely virtual. And it's just a time to take a virtual tour of the school, learn about some of the registration opportunities, learn about the different courses that we offer and the different pathways that you can take so that you can graduate with just with your honors classes, with your AP classes, dual credit, on-ramps, or even P-Tech, where you can graduate with an associate's degree. And so everything is virtual, it's all clickable, and you just go through at your own pace.
Excellent.
Yep.
Well, I know there's a handful of us on here that have rising freshmen heading to the high school next year, so
Okay.
That's definitely of interest to us. So thank you very
Good.
much. We look forward to that.
Problem. Sure.
Anything else?
Just two quick things. We had 3 guys sign on Wednesday. It was National Signing Day. So Mitch Colson plays football, signed with Emporia State University. Trey Ates plays baseball, and he signed with Paris Junior College. And then Luke Torelli plays baseball as well, and he signed with I think it's East Central College near St. Louis. So we're excited for them. And then yesterday we found out that Maria Williams, who is one of our ESL teachers, was just named DFW International Educator of the Year for her work with the JWAC, which is the Junior World Affairs Council at Lake Highlands. So we're pretty proud of her too.
That's awesome. Thank you and congratulations to all of them.
Sure.
That's excellent news.
Thank you.
All right. Any other announcements? We also have in the newsletter Coach Jordan being a finalist for the Landry Award. That was definitely an impressive honor. I know there was one of his fellow coaches in the area ended up winning the award, but certainly great to see him named among the 6 finalists. That was an impressive accomplishment, and obviously he had a great season here with the Wildcats this year, and hoping for big things to come in the future. So congrats to him as well. Any other announcements from the floor? I'll pause for just a moment. All right. Well, with that, I will turn it over to head pledge trainer and vice president of membership, Brent Baisden.
All right. Thanks, Chris. So I'm serving this year as the vice president of membership and involvement. Going into this year, many of us were hopeful that in a few months, COVID numbers would go down and life would return to normal. But as summer stretched into fall and numbers went back up, it became apparent to us that this was going to take some time. So much of our focus the last few months has been on membership retention, engagement, finding the best and safest ways to continue meeting, and ensuring that the club can continue to fulfill our mission of service to Lake Highlands. During these initiation meetings, we always say that new members are the lifeblood of our organization. Each year we add 15 to 30 new members, which is essential to building a strong group that we can draw on for things like Oktoberfest, our spring fundraiser, the 4th of July parade, and all the other service projects that we do throughout the year. And this year, without the ability to host new member socials or some of our other events, I was admittedly a little worried about whether we'd be able to continue the strong pattern of growth established by those that have come before me, guys like Nathan Trefone and Jason Edgerton and even Bill Boyd. So I'm incredibly excited to report that today we have 11 new members to initiate. Like in prior years, we've recruited from different sources. We've drawn across different age ranges. Some of the new members this morning bought their memberships at school auctions. Some grew up in Lake Highlands and have decided that now is the time to join up. And each of them is excited about the prospect of getting involved, serving, making our neighborhood a better place to live. By the same token, our existing membership has remained incredibly strong. Attrition, even during COVID, has been virtually non-existent. And after today's initiation, our current membership total will be 166 members. I think all things considered, that's amazing. I believe our growth over the last 6 months and our members' continued commitment speaks to our value to the Lake Highlands community. And Lake Highlands is a stronger, more vibrant place because of the support that we give to local schools, students, teachers, first responders, nonprofits, and the community events that we sponsor. So I'd like to thank all of you for your continued support in growing our club this year. When we resume meeting in person, please make a point to make our new members feel welcome, stop by the table, say hi to them if you don't know them. And as opportunities to serve and support the club arise this year, I just ask that you continue to stay involved, keep supporting the club and the things that we do. So with that, I'd like to introduce our new members and ask them really to introduce themselves. We'll go one by one. And if each of you could in turn give us your name, where you work, where you live, a little bit about your family, your hometown, school, college, and then what we affectionately call squirrel talk. If you could kind of tell us your hobbies, what you're interested in, just a little something personal about yourself. And the Zoom kind of doesn't lend itself to Q&A very well, but if people have questions and want to put them in the chat box, I'll keep an eye on that. So if anybody wants to offer up some friendly emphasis on the friendly Q&A, we can do that too. So, all right, our first new member is Luke Altmeier. Luke, you're up.
Good morning, everybody. So I am Luke Altmeier, and I currently work for Hilton in the digital marketing department. So we focus on email and mobile marketing. And I currently live in the Highland Meadows neighborhood, which is just north of the L Streets. And I have my wife, Lindsay, who's an attorney with Valewood Law in Mockingbird Station. And we have 3 children. We have Katie Jane, who is 5, Witten, who is 2, and Walter, who is 4 months old. We also have 3 animals, an Australian Shepherd and 2 cats. So we have a full house. And I grew up in Northern Virginia, just outside of Washington, D.C. in Falls Church. And I attended college down at Randolph-Macon, which is just north of Richmond, Virginia. And some of my hobbies, so right now I'm coaching youth soccer with Lake Highlands for my daughter, Katie Jane. And I also used to coach lacrosse for Highland Park when I first moved down here. And I also played lacrosse in college and has stayed pretty involved in the lacrosse community for a while, but now I'm switched over to soccer and also just enjoy being outside. I do some squirrel hunting when they pop up in the backyard and our Australian Shepherd starts taking after them. But yeah, so that's a little bit about me.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. Next up is Andrew Barnett, who I believe is
Hi,
on his phone.
I'm actively driving, so I'll do this really quick. But my name's Andrew Barnett. I am a dentist, or specifically a periodontist, which is a type of surgeon, basically. I am originally from Detroit, Michigan. I met my wife, now wife, at dental school together. So she finished her general. Is it coming through?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. Okay. We met in dental school, and I had lived here in Dallas. I had a unplanned gap year is what they're calling it now, I guess, between college and dental school, where I spent a year in Dallas and always liked it, wanted to move back. And so after going to Pittsburgh for dental school and then back to Michigan for my residency, I convinced her to move down here with me. She is a general dentist that has her practice. She's actually celebrating 4 years over at Abrams and Northwest Highway as a general dentist. And I just purchased my own surgical practice, perio practice, in October. It wasn't a position I was looking for. I've been practicing as a mobile surgeon, where basically I'm doing surgeries for general dentists in their offices for the last 6 years throughout DFW. And I guess I'm transitioning to staying here in Lake Highlands, making sure that we have a home in the L Streets. And as far as hobbies go, I have a 2-year-old, 2.5-year-old almost, Michael, and our 3-month-old, Josh. They keep us both pretty busy most days, and especially with COVID and lockdown, we're trying to not spread too much. But I do enjoy golfing and cooking and grilling outside and doing what I can to spend some time with the neighbors outside whenever we can. So I'm looking forward to immersing myself and getting better acquainted with Lake Highlands in general, and not just the 3 blocks around my house. So that's what I'm looking forward to in this community.
Very good. Welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. All right. Next is Peter Boynton. Oh, Mario Barone. Hang on, Peter, 1 second. Mario wants to know, Andrew, if you went to Michigan undergrad.
On mute, bud.
Well, Mario, we'll work on that and get back to you. All right. Peter, go for it.
Hey guys, my name is Peter Boynton. I'm originally from Lake Highlands, one of the incestuous ones that sticks around and marries another Lake Highlands girl, like a lot of us do. My wife, Eleanor, I have 3 kids. Walker is in 2nd grade at Lake Highlands Elementary. Then I have a 4 and a 2-year-old that go to CCDC currently. I work for a company called Lumen Risk Services. It's a company that me and a couple guys started a couple years ago. We operate in the multifamily commercial insurance space. What else, Brent? Anything? What am I missing? Hobbies? Oh, I like playing golf.
Hobbies. Tell us your
Hobbies, where you went to
Yeah, I like
school.
playing golf. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I went to Texas A&M, graduated with a sports management degree, and do nothing involving sports anymore. I enjoy golf, snow skiing. I don't know, coaching kids sports. That's about it. That's about all there's time for these days. So.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yep.
You're good. Thank you.
Yep.
Next up would be JJ Evans, but I don't think JJ was able to join us this morning. I'm just checking real fast.
To answer Mario's question, yes, I went to Michigan for undergrad as well. So
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
So did
Thank
Mario.
you.
So I know he's excited.
Go Blue.
Fantastic. Go Blue and go the basketball program.
Hopefully we can start playing again next week after being out for a couple weeks.
All right. Mac Harrison, you're up.
Hey fellas, Mac Harrison, it's good to see you all. Similar to some of you on here, I think I see Worthy, of course. I see Threadgill, Peter, Raven, Drew, ex-Lake Highlands guy. So there's probably more on here that I may not know as well. We currently live in the very hoity-toitily named neighborhood of the Bordeaux at Lake Highlands. Couple of you on here, Brent and John. Yeah, I went to Lake Highlands High School growing up, and kind of left to go to school out of state, and then I wanted to come back to a place that we were comfortable with and we liked, and Lake Highlands is the place to come back to. So that's kind of how it played out. My wife's name is Courtney. She, as Peter called out, I'm one of those two. She went to Lake Highlands as well. Her name's Courtney Johnson, was her maiden name. So we call her CJ or call her Cujo when I've ticked her off, one or the other. We have 2 kids. Betsy is an 8-year-old. She's in 3rd grade. And then Brooks is just turned 6 and he's in kindergarten. I went to school at Auburn. So Luke, if you need a recipe book for all those squirrels you're shooting, I spent some time in Alabama, so I can hook you up for sure. And I work at Frito-Lay. So according to my kids, I make Cheetos for a living, but I'm in the HR space at Frito-Lay, and I've been there for a while now. Hobbies, similar to some of what the rest of the guys have said, anything outdoors these days, cooped up inside, working at home. I'll do anything as long as it's outside. Coach a few teams for the kids, and, life is kind of centered around the elementary school age kids right now for sure. So good to see you all and looking forward to meeting you more.
All right. Thanks. Everybody loves Cheetos. All right. Raymond Moro, you're up.
Good morning. I also went to Lake Highlands, married my high school girlfriend. We have 3 kids together, a 6-year-old, 4-year-old, and 1-year-old this year. We live over by Wallace on Caribou Trail. I'm in the oil and gas business. I own a little company called Coronado Resources. We mainly work East Texas, Louisiana, natural gas focused. What else? I like to quail hunt. It's kind of my avocation. Try to, this time of year, get out as much as possible. What else? I think that's
Cool.
about it.
Okay. All right. Matt Sears.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Just kind of going down the line. I'm another Lake Highlands guy. I was the class after Raymond and Drew and Peter. However, I did not meet my wife at Lake Highlands. I'm a realtor for Dave Perry Miller currently, and that's been a recent transition. But prior to that, I spent a decade at Southwest Airlines, where I met my wife, and then after that, recruited for a technology company for a couple of years. I live in the Town Creek area. And then we don't have any kids. We've got 3 dogs, 1 lab, and then 2 pointer mixes. Good hunting dogs, but they're not very good at it, or not trained. Grew up in Lake Highlands. Went to Texas A&M. Studied HR. And like I said, I kind of did HR for several years before I transitioned over to real estate. And then in terms of hobbies, I play guitar. I do a lot of DIY stuff around the house, and just kind of try and get out and about whenever I can.
All right, welcome. Drew Solomon.
Hey guys, Drew Solomon here. Feel like I've kind of been introduced a little bit already, but I too went to Lake Highlands High School. My wife Lauren went to Lake Highlands High School. We've got 2 kids right now. I say right now because she's due with our 3rd kid probably in the next 4 to 6 weeks or so. So life's about to get crazy for me, I think. But yeah, I have a 6-year-old Patrick. He currently goes to Highlander, and then have a 4-year-old girl, Madigan. She's at CCDC right now. But we live over in Merriman Park Estates, and I live down the street from Rick Mosley. I am a CPA by trade, but I work at a company called Riveron Consulting. I do financial due diligence. And I went to UT Austin, so my hobbies similarly consist of, sports with an emphasis on UT sports, golf, and then kids sports and coaching and all that good stuff. So,
Yeah. Raymond says you should tell us about your legendary high school basketball career.
I like to think that I unofficially own the Lake Highlands High School 3-point record. You won't find it anywhere in the gym, which is really disappointing. If you walk in there, you may see some of my fellow teammates like Warren Carter and Josh Carter and some of those guys, but you don't see my picture anywhere. But I did have 11 3-pointers in one game against Plano West.
Yeah.
And I think it's not up there because one of our former coaches is jealous that I had more threes than he did in his career in a game, but we'll save that for another day. But I try to tell my son Patrick when I'm coaching his teams about it, but he doesn't seem to care. So,
well, we know guys who print banners, Drew, so we can get on that for you. We can get that fixed.
I think my wife saved a copy of a newspaper printing that the coach said that I was the Lake Highlands' top outside shooting threat at one point. She has it somewhere around here. I'm going to find it and I'm going to put that up somewhere.
That sounds like tattoo material. All right. Well, congratulations on the baby coming, and we're glad to have you. Takes us to Hank Stafford. Hank.
Thanks, Brent. Again, name's Hank Stafford. I work at Vistra, which is the parent company of TXU Energy. Been there for a number of years or so and working finance and planning. I'm in the Moss Haven neighborhood. I've got a couple girls, an 11-year-old Vivian that goes there, and her sister Alicia, who's 7. Wife Erin, we've been married going on, 14 years now, almost 15 years. We actually both grew up in Lubbock, not Lake Highlands. We knew of each other out there in Lubbock, but didn't really start dating until I was in Austin. And I got my graduate degree at UT down there. Thanks, Brent, for kicking our ass on Tuesday night, by the way, maintaining Baylor's record, undefeated for basketball. Congrats.
Nice.
Undergrad was Georgia Tech in Atlanta, engineering, and but I've been doing finance and energy for about 15 years or so. Hobbies, I kind of categorize it as pre-COVID, post-COVID. Pre-COVID was, lots of travel and, run around to kind of see friends in different parts of the country. And then I think the past 9 months has been a lot of handyman work and actually getting back into tennis, since that seems a socially distant sport that we can all do nowadays.
All right, good deal. Matt Threadgill, you're up.
Hey guys. Sorry. Matt Threadgill, one of those born and raised Lake Highlands guys, moved back to Lake Highlands. I grew up in the Moss Haven area. Our first house was in the Merriman Park area. We now live in the White Rock Elementary area. So kind of different areas there of Lake Highlands. Went to Texas Tech out there in Lubbock. 5 years, 1 degree. That's how we roll. And came back to Lake Highlands. My wife, Erin, is not from Lake Highlands. She's from St. Louis. She went to TCU. I don't know how she made it to TCU, but she went to TCU. We met at a wedding and decided to move to Lake Highlands and raise a family. I own a marketing agency, really anything marketing, advertising, but we're really good at the digital marketing side. So working with Facebook and Google and all the bad guys. So that's what I do. Have a lot of clients in Dallas and outside of Dallas, but even have some here in Lake Highlands. So I like to support some of the Lake Highlands businesses as well. And let's see, I have 2 daughters. One's an 8th grader at the junior high, and another one's a 6th grader getting ready to go into the junior high. They're at Lake Highlands. So, second generation Lake Highlands kids. And in terms of hobbies, I guess my big one is bass fishing. That's about 7 years ago or so, got totally into it. And it's pretty redneck, but I enjoy it. Not quite squirrel hunting redneck, but pretty close. And yeah, that's pretty much any spare time I have, which is not much, is spent chasing fish around the lake. So
Yeah, I've been seeing you've been hauling in big ones of late. What's your last 6 months biggest fish?
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago, I caught my first 10-pounder. So that was that's the biggest one. So and to come in January was pretty nice. So yeah, there you go. That's awesome. Good start to 2021. So I will say with COVID, I did get on the lake a lot more than other years. So maybe I'm honing my skills a little bit. So I think we need a bass fishing tournament fundraiser for sure. So that'll be my first big initiative.
Nice. We used to do a skeet shoot sort of thing, but yeah, I like the turning idea. All right. Glad to have you, Matt. Welcome. Last but far from least, Brent Worthy.
Oh, I don't know about that last statement. Definitely the least important on this call. No, hi everybody. Brent Worthy. Yeah, similar to everybody else that's gone, born and raised here in Lake Highlands. Went to Member Induction in Forest Meadow, and that's where we reside today. So as Mac mentioned, a few doors down from him and Torres over in the Bordeaux. So yeah, we'll pinky drinking and wine and cheese if y'all want to stop by. I work for BDO Consulting, so I lead our restructuring practice and what we call operational value creation, which essentially is just a fancy way of saying performance improvement for the Southwest region. I actually just joined them about 4 months ago from Deloitte Consulting, so it was an interesting transition during COVID. I met my wife at the Jewel in Greenville that's no longer there. She actually went to OU. I went to UT. Friend of a friend from Lake Highlands introduced us and took her to the Mavs the next night and called it a day. See, 2 kids. Brooklyn, she's 8, turning 9 at the end of this month, and then Hudson, he's 6, so 3rd grade and kindergarten. Trying to see hobbies. Yeah, anything outdoors. Got into biking during COVID, so like hanging around doing a couple laps around the lake every once in a while, waiting for it to warm back up and get back out there. But that's probably the biggest change for me during COVID, minus the job. yeah, no, I think my dad was president of Exchange Club back in the day, and you know, when I probably should have joined quite a few years ago, but better late than never, right? No, looking forward to really getting involved in the community and doing some real good with the schools and with y'all, and just looking forward to getting back together in person.
Yeah, awesome. It's never too late. And we're always glad to have people from the Bordeaux classing up the organization. So,
Yeah.
All right. Well, that takes us to the formal part of our morning. So we are pleased and proud to welcome these newest members of the Exchange Club of Lake Highlands. The opportunity is in front of you to serve your community. And I will give you the same challenge that was given to all the current members, is get involved, share your talents, and continue to help us grow Exchange through membership. And so I will now read and ask you our covenant of service. The Exchange Club Covenant of Service. Accepting the divine privilege of single and collective responsibility as life's noblest gift, I covenant with my fellow Exchangeite to consecrate my best energies to the uplifting of social, religious, political, and business ideals, to discharge the debt I owe to those of high and low estate who have served and sacrificed that the heritage of American citizenship might be mine, to honor and respect law, to serve my fellow men, and to uphold the ideals and institutions of my country, to implant the life-giving, society-building spirit of service and comradeship in my social and business relationships, to serve in unity with those seeking better conditions, better understandings, and greater opportunities for all. Do you accept this covenant as a testimonial of your membership in our Exchange Club? If so, say I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
Thank you. We ask that you cherish this covenant forever and always strive to live up to its principles. This is the point where it would be our collective privilege to pass out pins that are the symbol of your Exchange membership. And I have your pins and I will get them to you, hopefully sooner rather than later. Also, if I haven't gifted you with a red shirt and hat, we can get on that as well. But now, on behalf of your fellow Exchangites, I officially welcome you to the Exchange Club of Lake Highlands. We are really glad to have all of you and look forward to serving with you in the future. Now, round of applause. There we go. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Chris, that's our ceremony, and back to you.
Excellent. Thank you, Brent. Welcome, new members. It's great to have all of you here. Obviously, a few of you have been around for a little while, and we've seen you at various meetings, and look forward to getting you integrated and more involved in the club as we go on and again kind of emerge out of the dark days of pandemic and lockdown and not being able to enjoy the camaraderie that we normally do of all the different events, the in-person events. But we appreciate you jumping in and joining us. I think you'll find the club is a rewarding organization to be a part of. Like many of the things that you do, you kind of get out of it what you put into it. So I would encourage you to jump in as you already have. Look for those opportunities to meet and get to know your fellow members, get involved and serve the community. You know, I mentioned it in my end of the year note around the holidays that, you know, we regret that our new guys haven't had the opportunity to do things like the 4th of July parade, Oktoberfest, and so forth. You know, fingers crossed, those are things that we get to do this year. They're a lot of fun. For those of you who have attended some of those in the past, you kind of know what they're about. But thanks for jumping in. We're glad to have you, excited about the new faces, the new folks, and look forward to getting to know you better as we continue to grow. With that, Brent, thank you for the program. Well done as always. I scanned through the participants again. I don't see anyone who wasn't here earlier, but I'll again pause for one moment to see if anybody has any closing comments or remarks, and then I'll adjourn us for the day.
Chris, did we have new membership without any attorney members?
I think we did.
That's got to be a first,
It's
especially
gotta be.
under attorney president.
That's right.
That's a good thing, right?
Very good point. Yeah, it is. It is. We're definitely heavily weighted in the attorney ranks. So nice to have
I'm
some
out
marketing
there.
guys in the firm. They're a lot more fun than us lawyers.
Yeah, I'm out there beating the bushes for non-lawyers. Hard.
Well done. Job well done.
We still got plenty of Aggies in this group, though.
Everybody hates us until you need us. What can I say?